Welcome back, everybody. Again, I'm Emily Pantelides. You know I'm emceeing today, but I'm also especially excited because I am your co-host for this breakout room, number 3, with celebrity chef Erik Peterson. We're going to get to him in just a minute. But first, I just wanted to tell you how grateful we all are that you're here for the American Red Cross. This is such a special organization. And as you heard us talk about the amazing things they're doing during the pandemic, the hurricanes, and everything that's happening in this year that is 2020, what I wanted to say is my personal connection. This organization has helped my family. It has helped me. I'm proud to sit on the board of directors. When I was a reporter in TV news, I have to tell you, every time we would go to a house fire, we would see the Red Cross there helping. What you are doing tonight, just by being here, is supporting the American Red Cross, and we're grateful. Well, let's get to the fun stuff now, because Chef Erik Peterson is, I just have to tell you, you picked the best breakout room. He is incredible. He serves all sorts of celebrities at his restaurant in Tequesta, Florida. It's called Evo, from Kid Rock to Celine Dion. But he's the nicest man. He's very down to earth. And he just won Guy's Grocery Games. His winning dish was a secret. He has not given the ingredients or the recipes to anybody except for us here right now. So I'm going to turn it over to Chef Erik Peterson from Evo Italian. He wants you to participate with him. So you will see a chat box to my right. Type in your questions. He's going to answer. I'll try to answer. And take it away, celebrity chef Erik Peterson.
Thank you so much, Emily. I really appreciate that. And we are truly, truly honored to be partnering with the Red Cross to help and raise money to support the disaster relief work that they're doing all around the country. So please, anybody watching, we're gonna have a lot of fun tonight, show you how to make some a really, really exciting dish that I actually won on Guys Grocery Games on the Food Network. But more importantly, there are people out there that need your help. Okay, so I wanted to make that statement. Now let's have some fun, okay? What we're doing today, before the pandemic hit, I got a phone call from Food Network and asking me if I would like to do a TV show. And I said, sure, because that's what I do. I say yes to everything. And I flew out to San Francisco a week before the country was shut down. I flew out to San Francisco, competed within 24 hours, flew back, and honestly, I wasn't allowed to tell anybody because I signed an NDA. So I ended up winning the competition. So we're very honored about that. And what I'm about to prepare for you is the dish that I won on the National Food Network Challenge. Okay? So what the dish is it's an Alaskan halibut. If you got to get a different type of halibut, like a North Atlantic or Alaskan, it is still a little bit of season. So I really like the Alaskan. It's an Alaskan halibut. The challenge I was given was to cook on a scale from 1 to 10. He wanted, Guy Fieri asked us to make it an 8 of spice. It didn't matter what we cooked, it had to be spicy. Not to the point where you couldn't eat it, but spicy to where you really felt the kick. And it had to be a starch, a vegetable, and a protein. Okay, so a full entree. And now remember, I have 30 minutes to shop, find the ingredients, create the recipe, which I had no idea what I was going to cook. In 30 minutes, get all of that done, execute, and then stand in front of 4 James Beard award, either nominated or award-winning chefs. So even as accomplished as I was, that was a little nerve-wracking. So I'm really honored, actually, that not that I won, that I was even involved. Okay, so what I got is, we're gonna start, get a hot pan, saute pan, medium high, okay? So this is an Alaskan halibut encrusted in Cajun spice, a little spicy. We're gonna sear that over a bed of sauteed leeks and 3 different types of wild mushroom, fried potato gnocchi that we make homemade in-house here at Evo Italian, and lots of fun stuff. Okay, you'll see when it's done. But I want to get started. I don't want to keep talking. That's probably a 1/4 cup of extra virgin olive oil. We're not going to go very long on this fish in the pan because it's got to go into the oven for a couple minutes. So what I'm going to show you is how I'm going to do this. This is the Cajun spice. I'm just going to make sure that all 4 sides are coated. You can see my pan is getting nice and smoky. Okay. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And I just want to give you guys a visual. That's what it should look like, okay? I'm gonna lower this just a drop. I got a little high. Now, we're going straight down. Always put it in the pan away from you. Why? You don't have the oil splash back at you. So that's why we do that. Actually, this is a perfect temperature. I'm not gonna burn it. That is absolutely awesome. So what I'm gonna do, we're going to sear the halibut with the Cajun seasoning on it. We're gonna do all 4 sides, and I'm gonna pop that in the oven, and then I'm gonna show you the accompaniments, and then we're gonna assemble the dish. And it sounds like a lot. I might use fancy words. Don't worry about that. It's just because I'm a chef. I'm gonna sear all 4 sides. When you sear all 4 sides, just like on a steak or pork, what you're doing is when you put it in the oven to finish it, to get it to medium medium rare, it makes it cook more even, okay? It makes it, think about it, if you just did one top and bottom, the sides haven't been touched yet. So by the time it goes in the oven, you're really, it hasn't fully been seared. And by searing, we put a little bit more spice on top because I have to get this to an 8 or else I don't win the competition. By doing this, actually what you're doing is you're gonna hold in all of the moisture and all of the flavor of the natural flavor of the fish inside. Just like with meat, just like with pork, veal, you always wanna get a good sear before you do anything else to it. Okay. Now that is just, if you can see, so that's my blackening halibut. Let me get this into the oven. Once I put that in the oven, I'm gonna come back, we're gonna show you how to make the other 2. It's a little bit hot. I'm just gonna pop this in the oven. I'm gonna get one more pan. Now remember, your oven for fish, you're cooking for 4 to 6, let's say 375 to 400 degrees. The fish about 15 minutes, because by doing all 4 sides in the pan, I've speeded up the process of cooking. So that's really, trying to give you guys tips along the way. There is no right or wrong about cooking. It's about having fun. Remember that. Always, always, always have fun. You don't screw anything up. You make it one time, the next time it'll be better. I promise. Let me just get this pan up to speed. Now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put a little extra virgin olive oil over here. Put a little extra virgin here. It's about a 1/4 cup of each. Okay. Now, really, really cool. These, I already have these done. These were potato gnocchi. Ooh, it's got a little too hot. These are potato gnocchis that we make here in-house at Evo Italian. What I'm gonna do, I blanch them in hot oil. So this is because I did this on the show and the fryer was right next to me and I only had like 6 minutes to get it done. But it ended up creating this amazing dish. So what this is homemade potato gnocchi, and then I seasoned it. I tossed it in a bowl with salt, pepper, and some fresh herbs, and then I deep fried them. So this was my starch for the plate, okay? And I'm gonna get to that in a second. Now what this is 3 different types of beach mushroom, shiitake, oyster, actually, and I got a baby portobello in there, organic baby heirloom tomatoes, and I have fresh chiffonade leek. Okay, so what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna do one that's gonna take the longest time, not really long. These are sweet shallots. I like to use shallots more than I like to use onion. Shallots are more delicate. You have to work with them a little faster, but it's gonna draw more flavor. I'm gonna go straight into the hot oil. Okay, it's gonna go real quick. And I want you all to flip the pan fancy like that. Now, okay, what I wanna do, I'm gonna get my leek, my my mushroom and my leeks. Now, a leek, if anybody out there doesn't know, leek is a root vegetable close to a giant scallion. And if you cut the top prongs off, the bottom, it's like it has a sweetness, it has the sharpness, and it has an onion kind of feel to it. But when you sweat it down, and that's what we call cooking it down into like where it's translucent, the flavor that comes out of it is unprecedented. It's one of my favorite things to use. Actually, don't cook with it enough. So that's in the olive oil. That is absolutely beautiful. Now, remember that the spice level had to be an 8. So right here, I've got sliced jalapeno peppers. I used habaneros, but I couldn't get habaneros today. I'm gonna put about 5 to 6 slices into here. I'm gonna crank the heat up. There we go. So this is, when you see the end result, you'll understand all of this jargon that I've been going over. I'm gonna let that sit for 1 second, okay? Now, this is really cool. I'm gonna do this quick because it's very hot. We're gonna do, this was the starch, but I thought that frying the gnocchi might be a little dry. So I added the heirloom tomatoes. So I'm gonna, this is sliced fresh garlic into the extra virgin olive oil. I'm gonna do this really quick. I'm gonna throw 4 slices of the jalapeno into the oil. Now what you're doing, whenever you're cooking, if you do it like this, whether it's herbs or spices, you're actually infusing the oil. So when the oil, now I put this in, then gnocchi picks up the flavor from the oil. Okay, so you don't have to keep adding more ingredients. So the smarter way you cook, the better it will come out. So I'll give you an example. The reason why I seared the fish first, put it in the oven, and went on to this, by the time the fish is done, this will be done and we plate, okay? So in the kitchen, even at home, you kind of want to never, while everything's on, the stove's on, the oven's on, you don't want to ruin it, right, by, taking a break for 20 minutes. Now the fish sits and it's cold. Now you're gonna make that. So my point is, don't waste time while cooking. It will only take you 20 minutes if you do like what I'm doing right now. And this is cooking from scratch. This is literally, nothing's been par cooked. Nothing has been done. And this is how we're literally almost done. Baby organic heirloom tomatoes. They have I like using locally harvested product. Actually, I use mainly locally harvested. I want to support Florida. I want to support the farmers. I want to support, the beef and pork companies. All natural or organic. I mean, the smell, you guys, if you could only smell this. Now, I have this going. That's the gnocchi. Oh, it's beautiful. So now, what I just created is, I don't want to say a pasta dish, but I actually did create a pasta dish that acts as my starch to actually win the competition to put the fish on top of. So I'm going to lower this a little bit and actually just check on my fish real quick. I'm going to lower this. So the reason I went with the tomatoes into the gnocchi, after frying the gnocchi, I realized that potato gnocchi without sauce is very dry. That's like frying when it's fried. So I had 3 or 4 minutes left, and the only thing I had left in my cart were tomatoes. And I want to tell you, like, that's why I'm trying to tell you the story the way I am. Sometimes we mess things up in life, even in our personal lives and normal life. But if you learn from it, something always comes from it. So I created a award-winning dish by actually screwing it up. That's the funniest part of this whole thing. Okay, I'm good on my gnocchi. I'm gonna shut the heat down. I don't want to kill it. I also don't want it to be soggy. I want it to have some texture. But now, I added a little bit of salt and pepper to this, salt and pepper to that. I mean, now look at that. That was that was all fresh, big chunks, right? Rough cut ingredients. Now it's a beautiful accompaniment for an Alaskan halibut. I got stuff flying at the camera. I'm having fun. What's going on? I might be rambling, but it's gonna be worth the wait. Okay? I'm gonna shut this down. I'm gonna grab the halibut and I'm gonna plate it. Look at this, I have it on a sizzle platter that's hot. That is how it should look, okay? That's how it should come out. That is a blackened, beautiful center cut halibut, okay? Let me put this down on the cutting board for 1 second. Now we're gonna assemble like a fancy, fancy chef. I am gonna go a little bit of this here. Now I'm gonna go, look at the colors. Well, you'll see in a second, I'm blocking you. But look at these colors, okay? Like, the colors make you want to eat this. And then the beautiful, look at that. All of the juices are coming out of this. And then just like, let it sit like this, like this, like this. And then if you really want to get fancy, if you're at a specialty market, excuse me. And if you want to get really fancy, you're at a specialty market or the green market, and somebody they call it confetti. They're all edible. They're so cool. I love it. They're edible flowers, all different arrangements, from chrysanthemums to orchids. And I don't like to go crazy with them, but like, just to give you an example, when you look on Instagram and like at chefs' photos, you'll always see in the background or actually zoomed in on will be this. All it's there is to make it look pretty. Look at that. So all the vibrant colors, all the fresh ingredients, everything. I literally did this in under 20 minutes. So there you have it. This is my award-winning dish that I won Guys Grocery Games as a Food Network chef, that has literally elevated Evo higher than I can even imagine, because we were already at a height that I didn't think we could top. But being on the show has literally blown the socks off. Okay guys, here you have it. Voila. This is my award-winning Alaskan halibut over sauteed fried gnocchi with leek mushrooms and a whole lot of love. And I want to say thank you for the opportunity. Please help us support the Red Cross. Please give. We're in a time of need. We need to all join together. This is very important and crucial time in the history of mankind. Okay? I'm trying to do my part. Now please do yours. Thank you so much, and back to you, Emily.
Erik. Thank you so much. And that recipe looks so good. This is the first time he's ever shared that recipe with us. And I'm going to try to make it at home, but he just is fantastic. And he's right. You know, when Chef Erik said that really we have to do all of our parts, that's what we're doing here today. We're doing our part, giving back and being here for the Red Cross, who does so much for us. So thanks for joining this breakout session number 3. What's going to happen now is we're going to need you to click out of this session and click into the next session, which gets you back here live with me. So you'll be going on to recognition of community partners. So once again, click out of our breakout room so you can go back live to where we're recognizing our community partners. Thanks so much for being here with us on this breakout session. I'll see you in just a few on the live main stage.